ready?
Yes.
Disclaimer.
And not the views of WFNU or Frogtown tuned in as a whole.
And welcome to the Rise Up Hour. This is Mahana Cactus with Bridgemate Sky. We are here today on the Rise Up Hour, and we are celebrating. I guess we just had where's this big Twin Cities event? Over 5,000 people.
Gopher State.
Gopher State.
Just amazing.
Amazing. But let me make a couple announcements. A lot of people in recovery. So that was great, and I loved it today. So I'm exhausted. I came on Saturday.
I'm so tired.
And when did you come?
When did I go to start?
Yeah.
I was right there Friday.
Yeah. So and I some people were there early, and it's been amazing. A lot of people. I saw a lot of people I knew. Met a lot of new people, and so we're going to talk about that in a minute. But let's talk about some announcements. Well, everyone, think about recovery. MinnesotaRecovery.org. One-on-one recovery support. All recovery meetings. One-on-one peer support navigators. It's called the Recovery Coach, Peer Support Specialist. Hey, just give them a call, 612-584-4158. And by the way, all the services are free.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, if you're considering becoming a recovery coach and wanting to learn and go to the Recovery Academy, they offer that as well. And you that's offered in many different ways. And if you also are someone who doesn't have the income to do it or worried about the cost, they do also have programs for scholarships. They do have a great training. I love that. So I just want to mention that. And then this is the last day of the month. So it's last day for mental wellness. We always talk about mental wellness. So look up NAMI.org, and just want to mention that they are a great organization if you're having troubles. Call NAMI, the helpline, at 1-800-950-NAMI. And hey, aren't they doing a new number in St. Paul? Is that started yet?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. Well, we'll update you because I know that we're gonna have a new number. It's not right, not just not
Next
more.
week we'll have it.
Yeah, we'll have a talk about that. And then you can also do being crisis. I've used this for a friend before. I didn't know the text is NAMI, but it's 741-741. It's amazing. And then I also want to talk about Wellness in the Woods, virtual peer support line. You can go look up on Facebook as well. Just go to Wellness in the Woods, and then you push the virtual peer support line, and you just push on their emblem, and it takes you right to the Zoom room. It takes you right in there. All are welcome. You got to be 18 years and older, and you go into this room, and you're welcomed by certified peer support specialists or recovery support specialists too. And it's a great space. You learn about art. You also have a place to talk about things. You learn how to coping mechanisms, and it's just a place to hang out. And if you're having trouble, just try it out, you guys. It's pretty amazing. And there's 2 sessions. One lasts to 1, and one goes from 1 to 4. And then there's speakers that come in at each session. They take an hour to focus on certain things. And just going to start this out there on May 25th is a Thursday. I will be doing a training on naloxone because guess what?
Not May.
I mean June.
Okay, yes.
June.
We're done with May.
Okay, I'm done with May. Because I've done so many trainings.
Yes.
And by the way, last week for all of you who came to the naloxone training, I just want to say this: 37 people came. Wow!
That's amazing turnout.
Yeah. So I just want to say thank you for all you guys. Because you know what, I call it hero training now too. Because you guys are all becoming heroes to help save lives. Life-saving training. It's just so important now.
It's heartwarming.
Yeah.
People care.
And I hear people saying that they just love the training and they feel like they're doing it because they hopefully never have to use it, but they're aware now how to use it.
Know.
And it's not like what they thought it was. That's what's cool. So today, if you need to call in, or send a message, actually, to text in 763-843-4262. That's the text is 763-843-4262. 4262. And do I have my calling number?
You have too many folders there.
Yes, I got too many folders. I brought them all with me. And what
Have
did I
that
do?
new number.
Do I have it on me?
I have not memorized it
Okay,
yet.
and
We'll
we'll
go there with
temporarily.
it, though.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Still can do the call-in.
Yes, we can still do
Yesterday
it.
we did. Someone called in, a listener,
Oh.
on the studio phone.
Okay,
It
hey
flashed.
guys, so we're gonna try this. Okay, the call in line. I think, and I know there's a lot of listeners today because
Listen in.
listeners.
Call us.
Call us at the studio line 651-313-5125. And I want to make a couple of shouts out. I saw Ashley.
Woo.
Woo! I met a new friend, Eric. Woo! And then your friend, my friend, I forget her name.
Sarah,
Sarah was there.
we had our little
JP.
trio late night.
Yes.
Have good conversation.
There's a lot of people. Amazing. If I forget names, I apologize.
Yeah, there's way too many names.
There's way too many. Several people have been on the show. Mike, Magic Mike, and just a beautiful talking about recovery. Language matters too, so I heard a lot of that. So let's talk about what were some of the takeaways you got from. And hey, by the way, listeners, if you want to talk about some of the takeaways you got, or if you want to text in, let us know about what are some of the takeaways you got from this conference. Over 5,000 people.
Yes, let me talk about what it is. So people might be wondering, what is this Gopher State? That's a weird
Yeah,
name.
so you wonder what that is and find out what's going on with that.
So Gopher State Roundup presents, it's the AA and Al-Anon speakers from all parts of North America. They conducted the roundup according to those 12 traditions of Alcoholics Anonymous and the AA guidelines. What's great is they fly in the best speakers to share their experience, strength, and hope. But that's such a small part. There is ongoing meetings in multiple rooms the whole time you're there. So if you're just a meeting person, that's what your jam, you're welcome to just do that the whole time. If you like speakers, you like listening to people talk and share their stories, you can just do that. They have it so that you can have one of those hospitality where you turn it to channel 22 and you can watch films and watch all the speakers just from the comfort of your room. And what's the best part is 5,000 of us get together. And it's so encouraging to see all of us, out there, with each other, supporting each other. Like people are like, I don't know anyone in recovery. The Gopher State is where it's at. I think you have no excuses then. Everyone was there. Everyone, kids, and that's what Al-Anon. If people don't know, Al-Anon's those folks that are supporting people in recovery. So the Al-Anon, they had all their meetings there. So it was like we all came together. It was like a big family reunion.
A big wait.
Because we haven't had Gopher State for a little while there, so it was amazing.
Yes, and then there's like the center area where there's two levels of the different type of meeting places. I say Al-Anon, it's
Al-Anon.
Al-Anon. They have like
Alateen.
Fridley. They had Fridley locations. They had a lot of the locations. They had free food.
Oh my God, mountains of food, and like it's so wonderful.
And
There's
it's
the pool,
free.
swimming, so
And
like
you donate if you wanted.
you just walk around and like I've ever had walking tacos. Those were amazing. You Dorito bags, and they just put all the food in the Dorito bag.
I had a lot of fruit. I ate some
Pancakes,
healthy.
bacon.
Pulled pork. They had guys say, and everyone was so nice. I saw a friend I haven't seen in a while. His name is Mike from my home group, and he said he's going to come back. And just I heard his voice, and I'm like, that can't be him. Yep, that was him. And
That's everybody.
so yeah, and there's a couple of hey, is that you, Ma? I said yes, and I'm like, oh wow. So I just really enjoyed it, and it was fun. And the speakers was great. One day I'm just putting on my bucket list. One day I hope to be a speaker.
Yeah.
I put it out to the world, just because I just felt the impact and the power, and it's just that we talk about our journeys and where we're at, and using the 12-step program, and people have different opinions about it. I support all pathways. Everyone knows that. I love all pathways, but the 12-step program is a great program because that is my home base. And if you follow the steps and take all the extra, I would call it the extra noise out of it, it is a really good foundation for someone in recovery.
Yeah, you don't have to agree with everything that's said to you about that program, but what's fabulous is it's like the longest running, consistent, community. And so all walks of life, and definitely it's becoming more modern and understanding, and they're using new language,
New
in the
language.
pamphlets, and it's so welcoming and wonderful. And all the groups from Minnesota were there representing each of their groups. Bad Bob, shout out! Woo-hoo.
Yeah, show up to
We
Bad
had
Mom.
Bob's room, and all the kiddos were welcome. It was so fun. I'm so like happy but exhausted. It's just lots going on. When you're ready, I have a song that is my like shout out to all my fellow folks.
Let me just give my numbers again.
You already get
okay.
messages?
Yes, I'm going to get
Pause here.
Wow, I'm sorry. Okay.
People
Yeah.
are listening.
So let me just do this.
Look at your phone.
Okay, so 763-843-4262. Again, that's 763-843-4262.
Text
And
messages?
yep, text messages, and the studio line is 651-313-5125, and we're gonna play our song.
Yes, Heathens, 21 Pilots. So listen to these lyrics like this is me and many of the folks in recovery. Ready? Here we go. Watch the volumes. Behind you on the other side. Here we go.
1, 2, and 3. Excellent. I can't hear it.
I'm not hearing it. You gotta push the button? Aux 2. Hold on, we'll start it over. Hold on. Let me just start over. You just missed 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Make sure that it's not in the red.
And we're learning.
You're learning.
Yeah.
I got it. I'm on the other
Yeah,
side.
Bruce got me in control, okay? Oh, there we go. Excellent. I can't hear anything in my
Ow.
headset.
Skip volume.
Volume's not even working on it.
Yeah, talk about.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they have their own groups.
Yeah.
It's make sure you say it correctly. LGBTQ.
IA now.
I don't know if you want to throw that out there. It's confusing.
Yeah.
And actually, where been seeing the memes, they're getting rid of the Q. So
Okay. Yeah.
I would just keep it. Well, it's up to you.
GLBT and I is what they're doing IA. But I'm gonna say, the language is changing, but what it is, it's just what they're doing is welcoming anyone. That's what it's about.
Allies.
Yes.
Okay, and then later I want to talk about the meeting that we went to
Yes.
and the speaker. Actually, let's talk about the speaker first when you're ready. For them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the how
Hey, everyone.
Outside is very well. Oh, you should when we come back on say hey, and if you want to catch us live right now behind the scene, go to YouTube.
Yep.
Our YouTube channel. All I said, please don't forget.
So it's live on YouTube right now, right?
Yep.
Oh, I can't link it right now to the Rise Up Hour page.
I wouldn't do it. Just say it live.
Yeah.
But they can. It's not linked on the Facebook right now. Just YouTube. You don't know life will be abused. I probably should do the disclaimer.
Yes.
"30 seconds. You should have stayed. I tried to warn you just to stay away. I saw that into the sleep. You might be one of us." Mike's.
And we are here. Hey, I did it. Right on time. Ooh.
What'd you think of that? You
What-
listen to that? We're
Yeah.
heathens, but good heathens now.
Yes. Hey, why did you pick that?
Because like if you listen to the lyrics, it talks about, like we came from all different walks of life and backgrounds, and a lot of us had trust issues, and so when you're in the circle, like you're immediately like that's our circle, and we watch out for each other and we look out for each other, especially outsiders. You gotta watch yourself when you come in, because we're always watching and paying attention. But I gotta say, shout out to Dave. Dave hooked me up, and Mahana hooked me up. I almost didn't get our rooms solidified because I didn't know you had to have a real credit card for this new magical deposit in case you damage the room. Like, it's a mom's room, as whatever. But like my buddy Dave was right there. He saved the day, and then Mahana, you saved the day. So otherwise, Bama wouldn't have happened.
No big deal.
Bridge wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have been there.
Yeah, I'm glad. Things just
Couch
Playing-
crashing
yeah.
in the hotel.
yes, it just worked out in
That
place.
was bringing me back to old times.
Old memories. So yeah, let's do quickly. Let's talk about the
Should we do the disclaimer?
yeah, let's do the disclaimer because we're talking about hot topics.
It might be. Yes, there's a couple of meetings they want to talk about. Okay, so.
Oh, and then after that, make sure we let everyone know they can do it.
Oh,
YouTube
yes,
Live.
we are. You can watch us live if you like behind the scenes stuff. The YouTube channel, Rise of Power, we're live streaming right now. And the comments bar, that's open. So you could, if you don't feel like calling or picking up your phone, feel free to comment in the thing. Okay, disclaimer, WFNU-LP is a volunteer-run station made up of many different community voices. Each program expresses one aspect of this diversity and not the view of WFNU or Frogtown tuned in as a whole. Okay.
Yes. Hey.
That opens the doors, Alice.
Yes,
Let's talk
opens
about some
doors.
stuff.
So it was Gopher State Roundup and rocketed into the fourth dimension. So rocket into a fourth dimension. What does that mean?
Is this your first time?
Yes, this is I'm a
What?
baby.
Okay, yes. Oh, you were so energetic and positive, and I loved it. You are the people that I like that come to Gopher
Yeah,
State.
I'm a little exhausted today, but you know what? I didn't sleep much. I did a 3:00 a.m.
We did,
Yeah.
yes. Meetings go till 3 a.m. That's what people don't realize.
Oh yeah, we met up after that again.
Yes, and we
Oh
hung
yeah,
out.
and then we hung out again, and then yeah, I didn't really sleep
Talking.
much. I laid down and let my head rest because I was feeling pain, but I was feeling very blessed, and I just
Had to speak
I did speak at the 3:00 meeting.
Group meeting.
Yeah, group meetings.
Ate some food. What'd you think of everything?
I thought it was really good. I saw people that were about recovery. That was really amazing. I saw family. I saw kids.
Mhm.
Yes, the elevator, situation when I got on there and it got stuck between the people. I'm like, and I was saying, third time's the charm where it was joking, and it really got stuck.
The elevator was
the gal wouldn't even get on the elevator. Yeah. So I took the elevator up because we got stuck in there, and the one guy started to. 30 more seconds, we were broke down. I said, I'm not ready to talk about through this today. I said,
Yes,
'cause
no elevator.
I was like, I wasn't ready to have to talk with him because before we've been stuck on an elevator, literally.
Yes.
It was I was one of my general managers of the store, and she fell apart, and I had to get through. And it was it was crazy many years ago. And I'm thinking, oh gosh, these guys are recovery people.
Oh.
And so the guy told me 30 more seconds. They start calling at the
Coping
door.
skills.
Yes, they opened
I heard the
it.
alarms. That's fine.
So we made it through that, but I just think that there's a lot of people. It was good to see among people who were in the recovery and wanting it. And then even after the little groups afterward, were interesting. And then just seeing the people. No one was like rude. I didn't see any rudeness. That
No.
or the grumpy people sometimes,
Mhm.
because these people wanted to be there
Mhm.
and felt like it was cool. I just felt like, and I said hi to people, and you felt people's energy, and they're like, "Can I hug you?" And it just.
You
Lots
would
of hugs.
never guess that we were all there for the same reason, because there's so many ages and experiences, and someone might be there brand new, like 5 days, or
Yes,
someone
right.
had 50 years.
5 days we had.
But we were all family. Like, we're
Some
all
people
there
came
for
from
each
South
other.
Dakota, North
Everyone's
Dakota.
saying hi to everybody, even though we really don't know each other necessarily, but we do, It's that underlying thing, and I love that. Oh, I have a funny joke, pun intended. So the elevator situation. Oh, but how I was taking those steps over and over again. Ooh, I was physically exhausted and emotionally exhausted. But here's the thing: is I feel so happy though. Like it totally filled my cup. It was wonderful. But you want to talk about Go
Yeah.
ahead, you go what you want to
Well,
talk
so hey, and then for those of you out there, I think let's talk about the openness of Alcohol Anonymous because there's been some rooms where people have felt uncomfortable accepting. It's gone a long way, so I'm just gonna put this out into the world and have them understand. There's a great group there that was LGBTQ, and then even the IA came in there. So let's talk about this for a moment. I want to say something. It's the reason why the letters are changing, things are changing, is because they're welcoming everyone and openness. And so something I want to say, there's a group there, and this is really, so if you're struggling or it's at the Mount Olive Lutheran Church, and it's in Minneapolis on Chicago Avenue. Check that out. Fridays at 7:30. And it's brought there by the Pride Institute. But I'm just saying, I like the queer idea of fun AA. For me, that stresses me out saying queer. But they're saying it's a very safe place. So I say, they're so open. I went in there, sat in there just to see how the feel of everyone was. Really calm.
That's the misconception, I think, a lot with the 12-step groups is that everyone's so closed off and judgmental. And yeah, there are, that's just people in life. But
because the
it's
history,
so open there.
you got to remember,
that was 100 years ago.
And you got to remember that they were taught back then, it was even on the news, that these people are sick, they're crazy, they're insane. These people need to be locked up or they need to be transformed and go to these recovery camps and turn into something else. And and they're crazy. So I mean, I watched the thing. Walter Reed was doing something on the news about that. That used to be in the community. So when the movement came, and then AIDS came, and that scared that off and turned that into like this disease that they created, which is nothing of the truth. So when we talk about now, then people have these old thoughts, and so we talk about
that now.
And
you saw all the groups are there, opening, everyone.
And then we had North Minneapolis there, South Minneapolis, and so we're talking about different groups and representation, and we're talking about social racism and all that. It's not. They're really open. So there was an all black group. And I went in there Saturday night. And that's where I saw Mike. I haven't seen in years.
Oh, yeah.
And on the red road, and I went in there and I said to my brothers,
"Yep."
And I did.
I got emotional.
And I talked to them up there, by the way, and I said, "You're my brother and sister," and because I'm Jordanian. I talk about my feelings and how we're important for each other, and I talk about the opioid crisis, and I'm a trainer if they need anything, because I train for the Steve from the Hope Network, and I'm just so blessed they allow me to do that.
Yes.
What an organization, and they've done so much. And we're getting numbers up there. We're going to get past that, getting to 14,000, 15,000 this year. But I know I'm going to help them reach that goal. But one of the things I'm going to say is that all these different organizations, and then I actually saw someone in the men's group, Bob, from MRC, who used to be there. And we talked about journeys. He was a recovery coach, and he did his fulfillment, what he did for himself. And it's time for him to take on a new, because sometimes when you become that, you take on a new journey. He's taking on a journey, and he got his core group now.
Yes, and I still see Bob monthly where there's a secret book club.
Oh, so, yeah, he belongs to that book club. But he's doing great.
That's great.
But just saying that, he was just doing so great. And so you see people who are guided in their recovery and growing, and that's what you want. And so it just was really impactful. And for an outsider to look in, for me, the one thing I'm going to work on is language. I'm always a language person. Because I'm in recovery.
There that was called that?
Yeah.
You didn't get to go, but this.
I missed that because I was doing
specifically on that.
Yeah, I was busy doing all this other stuff. I missed it twice.
Yeah, I know. We could not keep up.
Yeah, we could not keep up. We went to different meetings. I went to but I did go to another meeting called and so I'm not talking about what the meetings, but it was they didn't call it relapse, they call it slip up. Slips. And then I got to speak at that one and talked about, I used different language and talked about that. And so, but it was beautiful. And I knew several people there, and I went for one of my friends there. But it's support.
Oh, yes.
Just on some love.
Yes, connection.
And the people I've had on the show from The Rise of Power, Several of our guests have been on there who've had different journeys that some of them might know is with the AA program. And so they've come in on different journeys and stuff, and we've all got to see each other, and it's just beautiful. But also, you guys see what the AA program has done for these individuals in their recovery. They're doing well, and they keep growing. And so I just want to say I'm blessed that I've gotten to interview them. And what's so interesting is one of the guests that I had talked about, was so into just AA. He's like, man, it's all pathways. It's my brothers and sisters. He's like, it's about my brothers and sisters getting recovery. So it's that point of view, and it's not about me changing it, because that's not what I'm here to do. It's about opening your mind to different opinions, because you learn more. Once you learn more outside that core, because it's okay to take stuff from other things and learn and put it into your recovery, because add stuff under your wings and just tuck it in. And if I need it this time,
I needed many paths, but I have to give a shout out to 12 Steps. For me, has always been fundamental. It's a foundation. I still use that. For me, the 12 Steps is this key piece for me to self-reflect constantly. I'm constantly aware of what I'm putting out in the world and what I'm doing with myself. And I have these wonderful steps, but they're tools that I get to utilize and talk about and work on myself every day. And that's something I don't see in a lot of normies. A lot of normies got a lot of stuff's going on, but they don't have, I'm sad for them, because they don't have like a laid out beautiful program with lots of people to talk to about and do it with, to grow and heal and just keep up in that level of life.
Yeah, and there's a gal before I left, because I was a few minutes late. I talked to her about getting a recovery coach on top of it. Because we talked, and I was compelled again to stop, and I stopped on the wrong way. Down the hotel, crazy stuff. But we talked for a few minutes, and I said, go to, call MRC, say Mahai sent you. Yeah. I said, just ask for a recovery coach, because she's strong-minded, and so it sponsors great, but also to enhance the sponsorship. So she has her journey down too. So because we got to work together, and because what is the end result? Recovery.
Yes.
Stop doing that. And so I've learned a lot, and the speakers are great.
Should we do another song?
Yeah, let's do that. And then, hey, you guys, I got one message saying thank you for having us on, and just wanted to say amazing show. Thank you. And then next, I'm just going to shout out the numbers. From now on, we're going to start posting the numbers. If anyone wants to call in, I know you're out there. If you want to do it, 651-313-5125, and we'll see the blinking light. Or you can send a text at 763-843-4262. And
button knocks two.
Yeah, I forgot. I'm over here.
Miguel is Skywalker. Clean version.
You got that? Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Celebrate every day like a birthday. Don't sleep, you gotta stay up. Don't sleep, you gotta stay up. I'll stand tall, stand up. More faith than a dash on Top gun on my tongue crew. Cage that I don't lose. Wanted everything. I got what you need. Nonchalant in the green of a vision I like. We gon' keep it psychedelic like a cat better stand on us. Take a shot like a friend. Just enjoy the moment. Sky rocking with the haters. Celebrate every day like a birthday. Think of don't sleep, you gotta stay up. Don't sleep, you gotta stay up. In my 20s, I've been enjoying my life. Wildin' with the paper. Ice all on my chain.
So here's a Ray just sent me a message.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna say the last name until he says yes, but so talking about slip ups,
Mhm.
we're gonna have a thing on slip ups.
Okay.
And we're gonna talk about what to do in a slip up
Who? You and Mike?
on the show.
Oh, we're gonna have a show on that? Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So-
a good idea.
So because he's been on my show and he's done really well in his recovery and he had a slip up instead of not being 2 days slip up. But he's got 2 years of recovery from methamphetamine.
Yeah.
But it's 2 days slip up with the alcohol, so he's on 6 days now.
Wow.
But he's got that period and how good that is, and he's in his 60 days from the alcohol, but he's talking about how happy he is, and he was doing like the week before it happened, he did like 17 meetings and all this stuff, and what led to it, but he was sponsoring, doing so much, forgetting about all himself.
Right.
And so we're signs and what to do when that happens, and that you don't have to keep going.
That'd be a great show.
Yeah, because
Maybe talk about that like at the end and say, oh, we got this great show coming up.
yeah. So I think it's gonna be good.
Oh, that's exciting. Yes, and the language is key. You know, don't say relapse. You say reuse or reoccurrence. It's something temporary. When you're saying, you know, it's what you set yourself up for. Your mindset. Okay, ready?
Yep.
So let's talk about that speaker we had.
Ready?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
meeting that we went to.
And we are back. Okay, so
So we attended a speaker meeting together, and then we attended just one of the group meetings together. So what's great about Gopher State, literally from the moment you show up on Friday, 4 p.m., till you leave this morning, last speaker was at 10 a.m. I had to get out of there and check out so I can get here in time.
good speaker.
It's all the whole weekend. I mean, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning meetings. It's insane. So those night owls can stay, you know, keep it, you know, because especially that first night, it's so crazy how many people, and you don't want to go to sleep. And guess what? At Gopher State, you don't have to go to sleep.
Yeah.
There's separate party rooms
And for those of you who think that it's boring,
far from it.
and you got people that are
It's
wild.
too much for us.
And you know, there was even a
folks.
party room. You know, I'm not even gonna say anything, but just,
Rave.
yep, a little rave. Did you hear that? Okay, yes. So you guys, recovery is all good.
Good, clean, fun.
Yes.
And we do know how to, you know, have a
I
good
don't
time.
even say clean. I
Because we
say
don't need substances.
respectable fun.
Yes, but we still have our
Yeah,
personalities
we still
all over the place.
You know, sometimes I'm screaming down, hey, Bridge, and your friend, and waving my phone like
I know
that.
so many people yell my name every
And
year.
I kept watching her like turn her head, and
I know, like, what is? I'm hearing my name.
I was in shock. Honestly, guys, I was in shock that there was that many people there.
Yes.
So
A
it's
lot of
great.
people don't know.
And in the Twin Cities, you just pay that $30 registration fee.
Oh, that you gotta
Or
announce
grants.
that. That's the best part is nobody's turned away.
No one's turned away.
So you show up, say you didn't have the money, you know, maybe you thought you pre-registered, you didn't, you don't have the cash, me. You go to the one table and then they go and make sure they looked up and they saw, nope, you did not register and I had no money, Mahana.
Yes.
Well, guess what? They will then you go to the other table
Yep.
and they're like, okay, so let's figure this out. You know?
Mhm.
And it's like you could literally, I mean, there was many options. Like I could have signed up for service, but I had already been signed up for lots of service things. But it could be like holding a door open or passing out pamphlets or whatever, but they're not gonna turn anyone away. And you know, the numbers say there was about 5,000. I guarantee it was more than that.
Yes.
There was a lot of unregistered people that came, and there's nobody walking around enforcing rules or anything. We're carrying the message.
Yes. Hearing
And
the
that
message.
is definitely what Gopher State is all
Yes.
about.
And they sold brochures and they had tables. I mean, there was just everything. I'm telling you.
I didn't realize how many cool, awesome groups there are that I haven't even met.
I went in a lot of rooms and just talked. I just sat, and then there's
There was
another
not
men's
enough
group.
time.
I found a Plymouth area. I did find different areas, and that was really cool to see how they're different.
Mhm,
Different people.
mhm.
You know, and you can feel if you feel comfortable or you're not. So if you're out there and you're struggling and you've been to an AA meeting and you felt very uncomfortable or you liked it, try a different one. Just go ahead and try something different. It's all right to do that. You know, you gotta shop. Just like you don't like the Target in this area and you go to a different area.
Yeah.
I don't like certain shopping centers and I go to a different shopping center I like better.
Well, I don't want to get bored.
Yeah.
You don't want to get complacent.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's
So-
so yeah, absolutely. Always new and find your comfort zone. But definitely I put myself out of my comfort zone a lot because that's the only way that I can heal and grow.
And
Let's talk about that
top speaker?
Yeah, you want to talk about that
Yeah.
one speaker that we?
Yeah. Are we supposed to be able to talk about the speaker?
No, we just talk about concepts. Remember, we had
Yes.
a late night conversation,
Yes.
and there was so many great nuggets.
Nuggets,
that
yeah.
were
Because remember they talk
pearls of
about
wisdom, takeaways.
remember they talk about yeah, we can because we're not from so
No, yeah, getting
yeah.
logistics.
yeah, I don't want to get into logistics.
Fraction. So let's talk about what did
The
you
message.
what kind of messages did you take away? You were clapping and hooting and hollering, so what do you
So
think was the biggest
well,
piece
she
of
was
it?
really funny. That was her. She
Had a lot of yokes, yeah.
yeah, a lot of yokes. But the message I got well, I just liked I think what I liked is she was able to keep the crowd entertained.
Yeah.
That was really important.
I mean, her story was
pretty
heavy.
amazing. Yes, heavy. And she made it.
felony
Yes,
charges.
and so those of you out there who that's why I've done the forensic peer support specialist. That's why I've done the training.
Okay.
Because those out there who've gotten felonies and all this and got in trouble with alcohol and you don't remember. So I learned about blackouts.
You can change that.
So let's talk about
Yeah, the
blackouts.
blackouts. Okay.
So, you hear about beatings and maybe waking up.
From a blackout tonight and not remembering what you did.
So you wake up, you see your wife. She's been black and blue, got black, blue eye, blue face cut up, and you ask what the hell happened to you. It's because you blacked out the night before and you beat the hell out of her. You don't remember.
You don't remember, and that was her parents.
Yeah.
And what was beautiful is though she came from this cycle, in her family generations, she was able to overcome it, walking in the rooms and finding those people that were able to not judge her, give her suggestions, and just consistently be there for her when she was at those lows of
And
lows.
she understood why her dad had to leave. It wasn't that the alcohol was more important to her.
Yeah, it took
Because
her
mom didn't
to
want that
struggle
around anymore.
to
Yes.
understand. But that's not something a child can understand.
No. So those are very important things I learned. What were some of the takeaways you had on that too? And in the end, what it is, she also was she had her
Daughter there.
yeah, she was supposed to go to prison for 20 years.
Yeah, but guess what? She ended up working for probation.
And it saved other lives.
Coming from she made a career out of it. It's amazing. So we can't. I mean, this is over an hour.
Yeah,
story,
so just amazing.
One of the takeaways I had as a female that I find is a struggle is a lot of women will come in to a couple of the women's meetings I go to and they hate women, or they think they do. And what I love that the speaker put into words for me that I couldn't really necessarily explain. I'm like, oh, it's because they're insecure, or maybe they just had lots of bad interactions with other females. That doesn't mean I'm bad. But what she said and what brought me back is what she noticed is she never liked women or other, females because she thought that they were like her. And she's referring to how she was before in her own head, how she thought about the world and men and women and how she conducted herself. She thought all females were just like that, catty, competitive, mean, evil. But she realized, after really doing some work on herself, the inside job thing was just her. That's not all women. And when, like you guys, Sarah's been out here, my bestie.
Yes.
Like her and I think that's where we really connect, and that's why we started like Sorella, is that once you really understand yourself as a female or just a person in general, and you're secure with yourself and you're confident and strong in yourself, I love to go around and empower other women because we need to unite and make give that strength to
I think
each
we've been
other.
taught that, and then you guys have also had to fight for job positions. Example.
Yeah, I mean it's a whole cultural society thing, but the speaker laid it out really simply and beautifully, and she said she really did not like other women because she thought they were all like her, how her thinking process was. And I think I find that with a lot of women that they might have that initial whatever thoughts that they had before, however they did things before. That's how all women are, but that's not accurate. And it takes people like myself and Sarah and Jessica, I can name all kinds of women that we really genuinely want us females to unite and be a group and together and build each other up.
Yes.
And not bother with the silliness of competing. And mostly those type of people they're competing with themselves. That's the reality.
Yes,
But that was the biggest. I mean, there was a lot to that story. It was beautiful. But could we? When you say what you gotta say, I got another song.
Yep, we're going to say that. So
So,
what we're going to do is, any of you listeners want to chime in? Good conversation is going on right now. You can call in at 651-313-5125 or 763-843-4262. Again, it's 763-843-4262. And go ahead and what was it you wanted to quickly say real quickly? We're going to play a song, right?
so we went to, what was it? 1 a.m. meeting?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's way past my bedtime.
So you want to do the song or more?
Let's do the songs because they tie into this.
Okay, so let's do the song. Because yes, we
Do you
went
want to
to
tell them the title of the meeting?
Was it the sex meeting one?
It was the sex meeting.
Yeah, we went to
We're
a
gonna
meeting
talk
about
about
sex.
It's sex.
Sex.
That's the title of the meeting.
Yes. And then my 3 o'clock meeting,
I know what to
the guy
expect.
missed the sex meeting, thought that was the meeting he was going to.
Oh,
So I was like, that's talk
I got
later.
some takeaways.
But yes, and really did, and it was interesting. And actually, as a matter of fact, that's who I stopped and talked to someone about a recovery coach was from the sex meeting because I was compelled because we talked for an hour afterwards, a whole group of us, and it happened to be all these gals that came from that, and we talked openly about.
It was an open meeting, man.
Yeah.
And it wasn't inappropriate. I mean, there was a couple. We have to laugh at ourselves. There's a couple little jokes,
Yeah,
just happened.
but amazingly, we talked outside. We just talked about
Powerful.
recovery and places that were recovery and
Relationships.
that weren't supportive and all this. So, conversations came out of it that were healthy.
Yeah.
And I think some people in recovery sometimes don't have that space.
Oh yeah.
And I'm lucky that I've been taught all the things I've been,
Yeah.
and that I was be so open handed with them, and that they felt safe to talk about the things they did.
Right.
And so there was a lot of trauma that we talked about. And so
Yeah.
I got to work with a lot of gals about trauma for about an hour. And then that's when I bumped into you guys again after, because I was done.
We
It was
were all over the
crazy.
place, yeah,
Oh,
scattering.
And that's when we stayed up till like 4. I mean, I don't even know.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
after for that.
So anyone want to say
So
any remarks? Anyone watch stuff? Let us know. But we're going to go into the song real
Push
quick.
that button.
Oh, yeah,
this
auxiliary
one
too.
is
I
Kings
keep
of Leon, Sex on Fire.
Oh, Sex on Fire. Excellent. It's 401. What?
Let's talk again. The something's on fire. I'm driving. Something's open. Knuckles of hell. Feels like it's dying. Yeah. The substance on fire.
You see this new little?
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Who made
The
that?
little screws? I don't know.
I love it.
Gearhead must have made it.
Yes, you guys. Hey, for those of you listening, I'm just lost in thought right now. I'm trying to absorb like where I'm at.
Yes.
Well,
I'm so glad tomorrow's a day
yeah.
off.
Oh, I'm gonna be laying down.
Oh, me too.
I think I'm gonna actually go home and lay down and then absorb some time. Just go
I can't do that right
Yeah.
now. I have to go get my kids.
Yeah, get the kids. But I think I'm gonna take my migraine, the pre-migraine medicine. I think what's coming on today.
Yeah.
And then lay down and stop it before it comes.
Good.
Instead of it swallowing the pain. I don't deserve to be in pain. I get to have great memories, and maybe that's what it's for. It's pre-med, it's before it comes. So, it's just so great that doctor, so I can just go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then get up and do something.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
I just yes, the weather's been great.
Is tomorrow gonna be sunny?
I don't
tomorrow.
know. I
Yeah.
haven't been able to look at anything anymore. I feel so just. If we did
This
my
can
numbers
bother you.
today,
Yeah.
Alana, my 4 numbers, it's just to be all over the place.
Yes.
Bye. 15 seconds. Oh, sweet. Sweet. Woo.
Oh, I did that right. I did that
That's
perfect.
a
I had to
good
use
use it
I
right
had to
there.
like stabilizing my hand. You see
You
that?
got it down.
Yeah, and my one finger.
The original.
Yeah, the
master.
funny part is my fingers already started to swell, and I've been active. I've
Very active.
Ooh,
We had no choice.
no choice. I love
We
it
wanted
though.
our luggage and
Yes.
stuff.
Yes, I love it. I wheeled my stuff up.
So that meeting.
Let's talk about that meeting. What did you take out of that?
Well, of course, when I attend these meetings, I like to just listen.
Mhm.
But of course, afterwards, I'm like, now if I was going to say something, because there was a point when they're like, if nobody volunteers to come up and talk, we're going to pick on someone. So then, of course, my brain's like,
What do I say? Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a lot of folks that I think are newer in the program, a lot newer in life, not a lot of experience with that inventory on sex. And they shared, there was a couple definitely that shared that I definitely took away some stuff that I'm going to use myself. There's a lot of people that is not learning. They're learning a lot.
They're learning.
So I found,
yes, bless their hearts.
and I'm glad that they're brave and they went right up and they're sharing their stuff. But I found, so if I was going to say anything, just in my almost 41 years of wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
2 things. I told you this outside. One is a wise woman said, Rich, let's make a list. Don't give it away here.
I'm not. This
Let's
is really
make a
good. Listen to
list.
this, you guys.
Make a list of your perfect partner. What things would your perfect partner do or have or say, their characteristics? Like, so I'm listening. I want them to be like a good person. They volunteer. They care about their health. They enjoy things that I enjoy. I've had this pretty decent sized list, right? And I was proud of myself. I really put a thought process. And then she goes, okay, now you see that list there, Bridge? Yeah. You need to become those things. I'm like, huh? And she's like, those things that you just listed out that you want in a partner or a companion, you need to make yourself those things first. And that was just like a boom, mind blown thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why she didn't tell me I couldn't date or be in relationships or have sex. She just flat out said, why don't you go ahead and make yourself this person that you want? And then when you're kind of at that point, then open yourself up to some relations. And what was wonderful is I literally decided myself, well, I'm sure it was kind of subliminally suggested to me,
Yeah.
was I took time to have a relationship with myself. And I know it sounds weird, but really, I needed to understand and find out who I was. And just these things that I wanted in a partner, that was my focus, my kind of checklist. I've spent over a year in a relationship with myself, and I really feel like I've attained this list. And what's wonderful when we talked about this is that, there's this hole. When you're in sex addiction, you're trying to fill that hole. And sex is temporary. It makes you feel good for a minute, but it's only temporary. It's never going to fill that hole. And you figure out how to fill it yourself. And that's what I did. I made myself these things. And now it's like, I don't even think about it. I don't even think about relations. I don't even need it. I'm not seeking it anymore. I'm not seeking those outside things to fill myself because I have them. I mean,
because like that.
Still work in progress, but I'm fulfilled.
Yeah, like
myself.
Yourself, because in I'm not saying you can't do this or can't do. I don't come up with rules at all. But the thing is, let's be honest. Getting in a relationship a couple months after your recovery, you don't even know who you really are yet. Because if you've been in long term, and especially if you're SUDS disorder or you're dealing with, let's just talk about, you're dealing with heroin, opioid addictions. You're really,
your brain
been years. You don't know.
Coaching.
You haven't learned much about yourself. You've been running, chasing the drugs, or doing this, or have lost many things and had family, and then you've got all this stuff about yourself that you dislike, and the reason why you want to feel loved and you want to feel this, and you know what? It's okay to learn to love yourself and forgiveness. And then for me, you guys, I talk about this all the time. I don't know why I'm obsessed with it, but it works. I've seen it working. That was one of the discussions last night I had with someone. Was talking about instead of sympathy for, we're talking about sympathy.
Mm-hmm.
I said, honey, have empathy for yourself.
Yeah.
And she's like, but I don't deserve it. I said, yes, you're allowed to. You're in recovery, and because about her kids, losing her kids.
Yeah.
And I said, if you have empathy and allow yourself to work through that pain, because she didn't think that in recovery she could is allowed to have that.
Right.
Yeah. And I said, and I said, you deserve to have that. It's what you deserve. And then it just was an emotional moment, and she had some tears come down.
Yeah.
And she's not one to cry. Let me tell you.
Mhm.
You just know. And the one gal looked like.
You never see an emotion, of
Yeah.
course. Good.
And I think the
So
thing is that
release.
people need to learn that, and when we're talking that we have mental wellness issues that we're dealing with, a lot of pain from addiction, and alcohol is very traumatic.
Mhm.
And
It's a
lot of
family
blackouts.
disease,
Yes.
Mhm.
And people don't understand. People get really sick coming off that too.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we just think it's some drinking. And I like what she said about drinking. This she's talking about her daughter drinking. This was a good explanation. Drinking, one person drinks and leaves a little alcohol in their drink because they're getting a little buzz,
Mhm.
and so
Oh, okay. I know where
Yes.
you're with
and then we drink because it has to be gone
this. Mhm.
because the buzz.
We drink a couple of drinks, drink to get started. A normie will maybe not even finish their drink, but they're already starting to feel different, and that's not what they want to feel, outside of themselves. On the other side of it, I drink and use because I start to feel like I thought I was starting to feel like myself. I could be myself.
Yes, and not
And a normie will drink and be like, "Oh, I'm not feeling like myself. Like, I'm gonna stop."
Yeah,
drinking."
they're
It's the opposite for us.
Yes, they're like, I'm
It's go
feeling funny, something's going on. I'm feeling a buzz, and I don't like this, out of control. And the
We're
difference,
like, I don't want to be myself now. I get to
because
be
now I
whoever
can
I
feel
want to
like,
be.
yeah, because I can be who I am.
Like the courage.
And we just got another message saying, what a great show. Keep up the work. Hey, thank you. Hey, listeners, we appreciate the messages, by the way.
Yes.
Yes, and Burns, it's so good to have you back.
Oh, it's just,
We had a message
sorry
earlier,
about
but,
last week.
it's
I'll
great.
have to tell you about
Yeah.
that, but I met an idol. I went to see her speak at Gopher State. This woman that has been a huge inspiration, and she invited me to lunch. I couldn't turn it down. I was like in trance. She's from Florida. Like I was never going to see her again. I'm like, okay, let me just message my phone. Let's see if it's going to be okay.
Yes, it was.
But I still listened. When I waited for her to get to the restaurant, but it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. I couldn't pass it up.
Are we gonna have enough
Sorry
time for a
for
song?
listeners. Yes, let's get this last song. This
Yeah,
is
just
perfect
get
for
it.
today.
What is the song?
Bloody Sunday.
Ooh, cool. Bloody Sunday.
Bloody Sunday by U2. This is kind of how I feel right now.
By who?
U2.
Oh, I gotta hear this. I
It's
probably know the song.
classic. Here we go.
Excellent. That's okay, right. I'm listening. Good show.
Oh.
There's a message from that. Okay, I get some weird charges for it.
What do you mean?
No, who tell?
Uh-oh.
No, it's just I'm doing a lot of different.
Yeah, will you give me the full price? The taxes and all that?
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm just.
Especially if they're trying to do more. You gotta let me know.
Yeah, I gotta just figure it out. Yeah. I already paid for mine, so they should charge for mine again. You paid for one night already, right?
Yes. Yep.
That's what I.
134.
That's what I thought.
But I don't know if they applied that to the mom's room or my room.
Okay.
But I have $100 on my Venmo that I can send you. But that's the problem. It's like I have two separate Venmos. And I have the name change. It's been a nightmare because they want the new driver's license. They froze my account. One of them. It's like I have a buddy. I can't get to it. That's why I hate technology. It's one sitting in this account, one sitting in this account. They won't let me take my money. Ooh, I love this song. Just begun.
They gave me one for 249.66, 124, 184, 124. Something wrong.
So 124 is a night.
Yep, 124.84 for me. But then, oh my gosh. Okay, ready? So they messed up somewhere for sure. Because 124, 184, 124.66, and 249.66.
Yeah, I would call them and have them explain it.
Yeah, that's like I can't leave my car alone there.
Oh, and I know we clean the rooms.
I'm not worried. Just go with the flow. You can't do too much. My women's room.
Mm.
Yep, working on my rear.
We're okay. Okay. Literally, when we come back, we'll probably have 60 seconds to say goodbyes. Here, you should probably give them the website because they plan this Gopher State. They start planning right away for the next year.
Oh, I can't even say it. My wife say it. I just want to say prayers out to all those for all the kids that have been lost.
I
I
wouldn't.
can't not after Bloody Sunday.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no. Yeah,
I can't.
it's kind of.
It's wrong, but I
There would've
prayed
been
so
some-
many.
yeah.
Yeah,
You could always post comments too.
yeah.
I'm sure they're going to start some kind of prevention,
Nah,
awareness,
They need to do something.
nonprofit things. So once that comes up, we can bring it up. But yeah, it wouldn't tie into what we've been talking
No,
about.
because somebody
It's
like
way out there.
way out there.
We're leaving it on a good note.
But I think we're gonna leave on a good note by just love your brothers and sisters.
Yes.
And
when you're ready.
Today, regardless who you deal with, open the door, say hi. Don't be just wave. It's just do something different because we don't know who's hurting, and,
Yes.
and that can change someone's life. Actually, a good gesture.
Yes. And let me just say one thing.
Yep.
Perfect. It's okay. This is a great show.
Yeah, I
I'm
love
still in
it.
great spirits, even though I'm just tired.
We're like that.
But so happy. And one thing I would want to say to wrap it up is, if you're even thinking about, getting, here's the website, gopherstateroundup.org. They are on it. They plan this way out in advance. I cannot wait for next year. And all are welcome. And the biggest thing that I like to say to people is like, when you're ready, when you feel ready, when you're ready, you got thousands of us waiting for you. We're right here waiting for you. Oh, it was supposed to, like, since you came to Gopher State, you would see like we're all here for each other. Everybody was so helpful for each other and opening doors and carrying stuff. And I had so many people like, "Ooh, you hungry? You want to go get some food? Like, here's some food. Here's some water. Hey, do you need help with that?" I'm like, "Stop! I don't need any help. I can handle it." But thank you. They're so nice there.
Yes. And then some other closing words for me to you, real quickly. Hey, you guys, today, tomorrow, the next day, raise your hand, wave it in the air. It's a simple gesture. Say hello.
Yes.
Open the door. Take 2 seconds, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Be kind. Those gestures help, especially in this day and time.
Mm-hmm.
Just a smile, body language speaks. I know we're having rough days, but you see that person smile back, they're gonna say, "Oh, thank you."
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be kind and give some love. We need to give more love in the world right now.
Love
So,
all over.
And yes, love all over. And thank you for listening up to the Rise Up Hour. Tell your friends about it, and you guys just we'll be here next
Have
week.
a great day off.
And yes, and
Tomorrow.
we are going to be having Mike on here soon.
Oh yes, it's talking about those slips.
We're going to talk about slips. So we're
Educational.
excited. Educational.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone.
All right, you hit that auto.
I
button?
know. Oh yes.
No, auto button. No, right here. Auto.
Oh yeah. I know.
There we go.
Oh, with
I got it.
Sorry, we made it in time. And close this. Stop. Yeah, I didn't even think.
That was great. It was great because it was so fresh. Literally fresh out of,
Yeah, seriously.
fresh from the experience.
Yeah, we got some good remarks. More than that.
And it's attraction. As long as you say we're just trying to attract folks to the community, don't ever say promotion. That's the problem. 2018, their podcast is they're constantly like, "And here's our next promo. And here's our next promo." I'm like,
Oh, they say that on there?
well, they're just not realizing it. But they mean attraction. But they got a law society who call their asses out. Gotta be careful. Ooh, let's end the broadcast. Hi, everybody.
Hey, guys.
I'm gonna go take a nap. I'm so tired. It was amazing. End broadcast.